across the film industry, in addition to excursions into the private sector, publishing, and motherhood. She's a reader and writer at her core. Growing up, she lived in her local library and spent many weekends seeing double features at the movies. Kelsey's writing style stems from the prose and narrative structures of literature and the dry wit of the flying circus. An overarching theme of her writing is that of facing hard truths about the world and even ourselves. She does not tie herself down to a single genre, but instead explores those truths in whichever genre will resonate with her characters and the journeys they lead her on. So another round of applause for Kelsey Nerrie. And also just want to say, I probably, if in an ideal world, I would have warned people about that there's going to be some tough themes ahead of time, so I apologize for that. And we'll be letting you know if there are any other trigger content warnings that you should know of before the next films. But,
so sorry if I traumatized that baby.
No, trust me, that's my nephew. Trust me, he's traumatized by his family, so you've done no marginal harm. I have a couple questions for you because admittedly, this is not my first time seeing this film. I actually got to see it when you were doing your own private screening. And I was really struck by the fact that it is obviously a dark film with some really dark and hard truths, as you said in your bio, but there is a happy ending of sorts. Can you talk a little bit about what inspired you to make a film such as Repercussions?
Really starting with the tough one.
I know, listen, Barbara Walters.
Yeah, it's, I don't know if there was a specific inspiration initially, it was just a writing prompt.
Yeah.
So I worked on it for 6 years, so that'll probably tell you something. Initially, this was a 2-page script just meant to get an idea out of my head. And then 5 years go by, I can't get it out of my head, I'm still questioning, I'm still thinking about it, I'm still like, what's that guy doing? What if it ended this way? What if it ended that way? And I actually went and made a short film with my neighbor and friend Alex. And I led him through that filmmaking process that he'd never done before and I was familiar with. And then he was like, well, Kelsey, now what are you gonna do? Are you gonna make a movie? I was like, well, maybe. And I have this thing, but I don't really know how it ends. And he's like, well, what do you mean you don't know how it ends? I'm like, well, it's kind of ambiguous. I don't think there's a real ending. And he's like, well, what's the problem? And so I was like, well, I don't know. Maybe there is no problem. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's what I'm saying. And so I sat with that and was exploring, I think what I was exploring and I didn't know I was exploring, which is the beauty of writing and discovery. I think I was saying, like, we can never know. And so is it a happy ending? Is it not? I mean, do we know it's a happy ending? Do we not know it's a happy? Like, there's really, for me, there's no right answer. And if that means, like, for you, if there's a right answer, he picks that phone up and it's his daughter, and like that's great. Wonderful. That's good for you. That's what I want. That's what I want you to be thinking about. And for me, I don't think I have an answer. It's that I put myself in the position of this father character because I was going through motherhood for the first time, and I was thinking, like, would I like kill for my son? Would I jump in front of a train for him? Would I shoot someone for him? And those are big questions that we go to the movie theaters constantly and get an answer of like, well, duh, of course you would, but I don't think anyone is thinking about like, would they like actually do it? Yeah. So that was sort of what I ended up exploring.
Yeah, no, and I love that. If anyone who knows me, I'm like a big like quantum physics nerd. So this idea of like multiple universes, like things kind of existing in superposition. Will it happen? Will it not? Little Schrodinger's cat kind of deal. Yeah. So that really resonated with me.
Well, good.
Yeah. And I'm choosing to be optimistic. I'm choosing to believe that he answered the phone and it was his daughter, and she's like, I'm at the 7-Eleven around the corner, come get me.
Come get me.
And then they live happily ever after.
Yes,
So
I love that.
Yeah. Really quickly, I just want to say, I think it's really cool that you had a friend who challenged you to kind of be like, well, why does it need to have a single ending? And it's really funny, just, I'm not a director or a writer, but I do see the value of having somebody who's kind of detached from it to kind of challenge you a little bit and be like, well, why don't you just make it? Because,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I can imagine as a writer, filmmaker, it's like, oh, well, I've got to do this, I have to do it in the right order. And so that can be really daunting until somebody really just like challenges you.
Well, I had never thought of doing it for myself. It was always, I was working on other people's projects.
Yeah.
And so the fact that he even asked and was like, well, why not?
Yeah.
Why can't you do it also?
Yeah. I mean, great question.
And then I was like, well, I guess that's true. Why can't I? So I did.
Well, in light of that, do you have any tips for other filmmakers who are kind of don't know where to go, whether it's start writing or whether they've already written something and they want to go to? Like, do you have tips for like new or broaching filmmakers?
Yeah. God. Okay. I want to be like that really, because I want to be the cheerleader, I want to be supportive, and I want to say, go make your thing, and you should do that. Things cost money, and that is the truth.
Yeah.
I know a lot of great people in Richmond. I know a lot of beautiful filmmakers, wonderful people who volunteered their time and their talent. Some of them are here. Thank you for coming. And it's grueling, but it is also so motivating. And it builds momentum and that creativity, and like surrounding yourself with that is how you do it.
Yeah.
So if you're not ready to do your own thing, get on a set, jump in, do it. Just volunteer, show up, hang out, learn things, find out what you're interested in. I mean, when I first started, I thought I wanted to write, and I would never have dreamed of directing. But I thought I wanted to write, but I also wanted to just learn things. So I just would throw myself in and be a PA, and I was like a location scout once, and I was like doing permitting, and I was like, I don't like that stuff.
Right.
And so, you find what you like and what your strengths are, and this was, I'm in my 30s, why can't I like make my art and like, I have things to say, I think, and
I think
and
so.
yeah, and grab onto that feeling. So I think like my advice is just, if you have the feeling that you want to try it, just do it.
Well, speaking of having people, you jumping into other people's projects and helping them out, and people like helping you out and volunteering, I noticed as I was watching it, it's very male heavy in terms of the film itself. It's all men except for Jesse. It's all the adults in the film are men. But little birdie told me that number one, you run a tight ship, and like you run it like the Navy, which is amazing because that's how you get your things done.
Yes.
Sorry, go ahead. No. But also you had a lot of femme energy in the crew, even if it wasn't in the cast. Can you tell me a little bit about what that meant for you?
Yeah, it's funny because I'm a female, but I do write a lot, or I did. And again, I wrote this 6 years ago. I have changed, I've evolved as a writer. But I did tend to write the male perspective, and I kind of blame Hollywood for that. Because we want to get shit made, we got to write about the dudes, right? Because that's what they want to see.
God forbid we see a woman on screen.
Right, exactly. And I actually, while I was trying to revise this and get it to where I wanted it, I thought about making it a mother, and then I was like, that's gonna change it too much. Like, I think that's saying too much. And so I kept it a man. I actually changed one of the sergeant. So she's a sergeant calling from the police station.
Right.
That was a man in my script too, and I was like, well, why can't that be a female? And so I did intentionally do that to include more women, and also just when you work in film, there's so many men. so many men, and we can do it too, ladies. I just it's not going to happen unless we make it happen. And so I purposely did seek out as many as I could, and yes, Richmond has a thriving film community, but there's still a lot of dudes. And so I went where I could, and I found who I could, and I was aiming for a percentage. I didn't quite get there, but any woman I've met who's in film, I'm like, let's make a movie together. And it's just, we need to do that together. We need to build it together because it wasn't there for us.
Absolutely. Okay, I see you breaking down barriers. So, what added the most value in this project for you? And I know it's grueling work, and I know it's easy when you look back on it to be like, this was hard, but like, what was
so
valuable?
easy.
Yeah, no. Oh my God, yeah, effortless, but like it's hard.
Yeah. The hardest thing or the most valuable thing?
I'd say the most valuable.
Okay. That I did it. That I fucking did it. Sorry. Because I was like so, I'm always down on myself. Like, oh my God, what?
Yeah.
But I did it, and it was all because my husband was like, well, just, I dare you, basically. Like, I challenge you to do this. I was like, okay, I'm gonna. And so I did.
That's amazing. So yeah, moral of the story, it sounds like, is make sure you have like accountability buddies as you're going through this.
Support system, accountability buddies. You can't do it alone. You cannot do it in a vacuum. And like film is collaborative. And I think as a writer, it's so solitary, you forget that people are gonna read it. People are gonna, you wanna do something with it, you have to involve other people. And so we let ourselves stew in our silence and forget that other people are gonna have to be involved for something to happen. And so just bring them on in, show your work and share it, and people are gonna say they don't like it, but then people are gonna say they love it. Like, not everybody loved this script, not everybody who's seen it has loved it. But it's okay. They don't have to.
Real moral of the story.
Real moral is do it and don't care, and it's really hard.
Yeah.
Not to care.
Well, before we close out with you, Kelsey, thank you so much for just making this and making it available during the screening. Like you were absolutely one of the first people we thought of, as well as everyone else who's going to be showing here today. But we just knew that we would need to have you here. So
thank you for having me.
Of course. For those people who don't know where they can find you, where can people stay in touch with you and your work?
I don't know how to. I'm on social media now. I used to be very against it, but it's kind of cute. I get jobs. So I'm on Instagram at Manuscriptable. This film you can follow at Repercussion Film 2025. I'm on YouTube, Manuscriptable Productions, which I kind of launched a production company to make this movie. So let's go make some more movies.
Let's make some more movies. Yeah. Well, if you need an extra film on a production, I'm just saying, I'm around. I'm probably not busy, so I'd love to help out.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for having me. Thank you all.
Thank you. One more round of applause for Kelsey.